There's difficulties when you are opening up a business anywhere. You layer the bureaucracy of any country with being a small business owner, with a pandemic.
I just didn't know what my future was going to be. It took me about 4 or 5 weeks to get out of that state of mind and realize that if I was going to carry on, I had a fight on my hands.
Israel, a country built by immigrants, called Olim in Hebrew, infusing the economy with our entrepreneurial spirit, with small businesses from yoga studios to ice cream shops becoming cornerstones of the community.
So I opened Shirata Yoga Studio in the beginning of 2018 in Neve Tzedek, and I opened it. It was very much a reaction of my own experience moving here alone as an Oleh Chadash.
1 year into the coronavirus pandemic, 3 lockdowns later, with limited government support, and thousands of businesses are looking to adapt to a new reality.
Of course, I had planned that when we got out of the lockdown, out of the Seger, that we would open up again. But when we tried to work with the landlords on some sort of agreement, it was just very clear they were not really willing to budge. So between that and just all the regulations and the changing of the regulations, it's just, I mean, it's been so stressful for so many people. But when I would say around May, I just basically said, it's time for me to evolve.
In a time of social distancing with limited budgets, business owners get creative to survive. Brielle Collins turned to another immigrant, website designer Karen Sokolau, to bring Shirata Yoga Studio online.
The combinations of sort of the problem solving that I was trying to focus on was, how do I keep a community together? How do I offer the tools of yoga, meditation, and community? And how do I create an environment digitally, now that I'm closing the physical space, that feels really nurturing and holistic and relaxing to people? And so I sort of had that aha moment. I thought, this country is so beautiful. The nature is exquisite. I'll film the classes in different locations. The class sort of matches the location. And then from there, I started to bring on a lot of the other teachers and staff members.
Wendy Davis, owner of Levan Gelato Boutique in Ra'anana, north of Tel Aviv, worked around the clock to stay afloat during the closures.
In March, it was complete, absolute panic. I felt completely paralyzed. I had no idea how I was going to continue. We opened up when nothing else was open. All we could do was deliveries. So I turned to 10 Beast, I turned to Walt. Walt refused to work with me for months on end. It took me 6 months of pleading with them, saying, please let me work with you, before they allowed me to work with them. I started my own deliveries. I became sort of busy on Facebook promoting myself. I did targeted deliveries throughout the country, and those deliveries weren't anything, I wasn't fancy vans, it was me in a car.
Now, with more than half the population vaccinated, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but new challenges arise.
I have a competing business that's just opened up the other end of the Achuza that put the pressure on me. They have a beautifully designed shop. And I felt that if I was going to compete with them in this environment, I needed to renew. The renewal came out. I reached out on a Facebook group called Bel Aviv, and I just asked for people. I was looking for ideas how to create something new, and the design team came to me and approached me.
I think in a lot of ways we've all been there, whether professionally or personally. This last year has been really tough on many people, and we talked with her, and we came here a few days later. We met her, and it just seemed like it was meant to be. So we decided that we would plan a very specific project created around her and around the shop, and what we could do in a really short period of time with a really limited budget.
Tons of people just came by and wanted to join the project. The neighbors helped, brought in their ladders to help put new bulbs in the sign, and a local electrician saw and wanted to get involved, and it just really brought people together.
And Wendy hopes to pass on her passion for ice cream to the community, offering suspended ice cream, where patrons can pay it forward and buy a future scoop for ice cream lovers who can't afford one.
The great thing about ice cream is that everybody comes in smiles.
Alone, these businesses can do a little, but their communities prove that together they can do much more.
People have been phenomenal. People have been helping out. And then there's complete strangers. There was somebody in just as you were filming who said, we saw your post on Facebook, we just came in to show you our support.
It's really been the community that sort of has helped spread the word about how we brought Practice Shirata online. So yeah, the community has sort of lifted me up, and I've tried to lift them up. So that's been a really special thing to see come to fruition.
Jessie Satin, I-24 News.